What's up, guys? Welcome back to the channel. My name is Bryan Carreto. I'm a CPA, and on this channel, I teach you all things accounting related and everything it takes to be an awesome CPA. It's the new year. It's just month end just happened. And with the new year here, I want everyone to start building these really good habits I continue to talk about on this channel. And personal finance, although I talk more so about accounting related topics, personal finance is just such an important topic because if you're well off on a personal finance level, if you know exactly what's going on with your finances, if you're disciplined with them and you're able to make better decisions in your career because you're not stressed out about money, you know exactly where you're at financially. And hopefully what I'm going to be sharing with you guys today helps you get there, helps you start building the habit of every month checking where you are financially, paying off your credit cards, investing in what you want to invest in. And hopefully as I go through this, you can start thinking of ways and how you can incorporate my spreadsheet that I built, that I just use on my own personal finance checklist that I do every month end. I'm going to walk you guys through what I do. I built this template that I've been doing for the past 2 years, and I can't tell you how much it's helped me so much on my personal finance journey. So let's get straight into it. So what I do is I built this monthly checklist. Obviously, I have it set up that has my account. So I pretty much have like all my investment and accounts in here. I have my house mortgage, my rentals, my home insurance, my car insurance, my vehicle. In this column, in column B here, I pretty much lay out all of the accounts that I have, whether they're credit cards, investment accounts, my rental property. Pretty much any time there's going to be a cash outlay, whether that's investing in my own 401k, Roth IRA, my personal investment accounts, you can tailor this to your own financial needs and how you're going to be able to set this up for yourself. But as for me, I put my investment account in here, home, car, my credit cards, all my credit cards go in here. And again, you can tailor this to how you feel that you're going to be able to do it. And then all my utilities expenses, SoCal, water bill, electricity, just so, and as I continue to go through this video, you'll see why I kind of label these things out and how everything starts to flow within this spreadsheet. So again, I pretty much lay out every single account on here on column B. In C, I lay out the type of account, whether it's investment, it's related to home, car, credit card, utilities. And then in here is where once you download this actual template that I'm going to be providing for free, you can literally just start putting the websites that you do this at. So for example, I use M1 Finance as my personal investment account. So I would do like, m1finance.com. here, and then that would be the link to the website. And since everything is digital now, and usually I don't know if you guys do, but I mean, I don't really get anything to my home like in hard copy. So I just everything's provided online. So what I do is when you're filling this out for the first time, your different accounts, you can add the website to it here. So you can add the hyperlink on here. So it's easy. So every month end, literally every first or second of the month, what I do is first you're going to fill this out. You're going to fill out all your accounts. You're going to put the type of account, and then you're going to go to that website where you have an account with that account holder, whatever it is, whether it's your investment account, whether it's your home mortgage, your credit cards, or your Chase, Bay of A, whatever you use, you're going to put the website in here. That's what that's going to do is, and then I'll kind of walk you through how I fill it out. What you're going to end up doing, you're going to put all the websites in here. Once you fill out all the websites, then you can add a note. For example, my investment accounts, everything, I talk about this on the channel a lot. Everything I do, I try to make it a systems-based approach. I don't leave it up to chance. I don't leave it up to luck. It's all systems. And the better you can set up your systems, the more easy it's going to be to figure out whatever goal you have, whether it's passing CPA, whatever it is. The better your systems, the better your outcomes are going to be. So for example, my investment accounts, and I put a note here, it's an automatic transfer. So at the 1st and the 15th of every month, it transfers out a certain amount from my checking account into my investment accounts. And then when I'm doing this at month end, I ensure that, sometimes things happen. So I just make sure, hey, my automatic payment's set up. Yes, I put a check mark in here. And I did this with it in the template, I did this as wingdings too. So if you look here, you do Alt FF, you do wingdings 2, and then if you put capital P, that is a check mark. So I put a check mark in here just to make sure while I'm going through it, I want to make sure that my automatic payment is set up. Again, this spreadsheet is built, this is in the template to say, I set up an automatic payment for almost everything, really. I don't really do anything manually. It's all done. But at the same time, what I do is then second step is, so I know I'm kind of, hopefully I'm not going all over the place, but once you get all your accounts set up, again, any outlay of cash, you're going to fill out you're going to fill out the type of account. You're going to set up your website or your personal account with whatever account it is. For example, your home mortgage, your credit cards. I want you to all set it up through the online portal because, again, maybe you do a hard copy, that's fine. I just think it's much easier once you have the actual account set up with whatever account holder it is, or whoever the account holder is. You set up an account online. You can add the website in here. You can literally just click the hyperlink, and then obviously you have your username, your password to access your account, and then you start adding notes as far as like, hey, I have automatic setup. I recommend all of you should have automatic payment on all of your credit cards. Hopefully, you're able to do the statement balance. I hope, each and every one of you, as I preach on this channel, you should be paying your credit cards each and every month. I mean, there's no reason to be paying interest on any of your credit cards. It's really just throwing away money. Obviously, again, I know everyone's personal finance situation is much different, but if you can, try to pay off your credit card on time. I mean, try to pay the whole thing off each and every month. So what I do next is I say, okay, I have all my automatic payments set up for each one. And again, you can just control copy. Let's go make this a little bigger. You can just control copy and say, yep, I have my automatic payment set up for that. I set up my automatic payment for my second credit card. Let me zoom out a little bit. And then what I would do next is I review the detail. So then I put a check mark on everything. So at the end of each month, I'll show you guys what I do. So let's say, for example, I reviewed my mortgage, my home insurance. My car insurance isn't due until, usually you pay semi-annually. I pay two times a year for my car insurance. So I'll check that off there, check that off there. I reviewed my credit cards, done. And then all my utilities, I also paid them off. And, I put the amounts in here. I don't know. Let's say I paid $100 for my water. I paid $50 for my, let's see here. I paid $50 for water, SoCal gas, or I put SoCal gas. I'm from Southern California, but you can put whatever company provides you that. The water bill, electricity, 100, I don't know. Internet, 80, and cell phone bill was $60, something like that. Just so you kind of know. And again, I'll walk you through why I add the amounts. And then, I don't know, your credit card was, $1,200, and the other credit card was $350. And then you have another credit card for $150 because you like using different credit cards to accumulate points or whatever it is. Doesn't matter. You put all the amounts in, and then you start adding check marks on every single one of your accounts to make sure that you're on time paying everything you need to pay, and also you're not paying any interest. And what this step does here, before you add the completed, you review the detail. And this forces you to really audit your own purchases and ask yourself, hey, is what I'm buying each and every month, is it really worth it? Like, why am I buying these things? And you'll start seeing, the more you do this and the more you get in the habit of actually analyzing, because there's even times, even when I was younger, where I would be scared to look at what I purchased. I lived a month, I just would want to pay it, but that's just not the right approach to take. I think sometimes with personal finance, it's being honest with yourself and looking at what you're spending and doing like a pivot table on what you spent and asking yourself, hey, is this really worth it? Like, are these charges that I'm taking on, is it really worth me taking on these expenses and foregoing purchasing something else or investing my money or doing something else that you want to do? Because again, I think the better financial situation you find yourself in, the better decisions you're going to be able to make with your career long term and be able to take certain risks and do certain things you want to do, the better financial position you're in. And again, this doesn't happen overnight. I've been doing this for years, but I can tell you how much it helps me just feel relieved. I just feel so much less stressed out at the beginning of the month because I know exactly what I took on. I know exactly what I'm buying. I know exactly what I need to pay for. And it just makes me more cognizant of my spending, of my purchases, and it keeps me on track with my budget and my goals and where I want to get to financially. So that's pretty much it. Then I just say, hey, I completed, all of these purchases. And once again, you would fill this out on your own. You would make sure your whole thing's completed. And then on here is what I do is I add comments. Let's say, for example, and you'll start seeing this the more you audit your own transactions. You'll see that, hey, why was I charged, X amount on this purchase when it was only, a certain amount? And you'll start seeing in auditing, hey, I'm paying for certain things that I'm not even taking benefit for. And you'll start canceling subscriptions. You'll start doing certain things just to be more financially savvy. And you'll be honest with yourself in the sense that, hey, do I really need this? Or was I overcharged for something? And do I need to make a claim for it? And then I would just add comments. For example, what just happened to me this month? Let's see, personal finance. So on here, you guys can see I added notes. Literally, I just did this on my own for my own kind of check-in that I do. If you can see here, my Chase credit card, I had 2 payments to Apple Pay for $7.99 each. I know one of them is for Canva. The other one I have no idea. So yeah, I'm sorry. That one of them is for CapCut. I use that as so I don't know where the other one's coming from. SoCal Gas, the website wasn't working this month. So I left that as a note to say, hey, I still need to pay this. My AT&T bill for my internet, it was $85 this month. And I usually pay, it was $80 all of last year. So I don't understand why it was increased $5. I wasn't given any notification. So I want to make sure why I'm paying $5 extra. My Chase checking account. I have an extra checking account with Chase, and unfortunately, I don't even use it, and I was charged a $12 fee. So I need to get rid of that. I need to call Chase and say, hey, look, I already have a checking account with various accounts, with various institutions. I don't need this one. Is there any way you could waive the charge? Hopefully they can. If they can't, well, then I'm screwed out of luck. Check personal finance checklist. So I added on 110, and then I need to start a whole new template for fiscal year 2025 because I did it for fiscal year 2024, but now that it's going to be, the next time I look at it, it's going to be January 31st, and I need to build a whole new template out for 2025. So again, this forced me to really look at my transactions for the month and be honest with myself and say, hey, what did I spend on this month? Am I being honest with myself? Am I doing the right things to achieve the certain goals that I want to? And what I do next is, so every month I also fill out this sheet here that'll come with the template. And let's see, oh shoot, one sec here. So water, sewer, electricity, these are all my utilities expenses. And I just fill it out. Whatever I paid, I fill it out. And it just helps me build a trend analysis on my own for each month. And once you get to let's say March or April, you'll start seeing, hey, this month was really expensive. Why am I paying extra? Or it just helps you analyze what's coming out of your pocket each and every month. And it helps you, again, be more cognizant of what you're spending. One thing I do too, my home insurance, car registration fees, property taxes, it just makes sure that I'm on top of all of these expenses and I don't incur any late fees and I just pay them on time. And every month I'm checking, hey, when is my car insurance due? I know it's due twice a year. Is it due, in April, May, June? When is it due? So I just make sure I'm on top of it and I don't incur any additional, again, late fees that I can avoid by being responsible and doing this each and every month. And one thing I like keeping track of also, my subscriptions. Spotify, Netflix, Amazon, YouTube, I don't know, you name it. Any other subscription you have, I keep track of them on a month-to-month basis. And you'll be able to fill this out by, if we go back to the first tab, on your review detail, on your, let's say you have all your subscriptions on one credit card, well, you'll fill out the subscription tab just so you're, again, I'm not saying you got to cancel your subscription. I'm not saying you got to cancel what you're doing right now. It just helps you be aware of what you're spending on each and every month, and it helps you be more cognizant of the fact that, hey, I'm spending this amount each month on these expenses. Do I really need to take that on? And once I pretty much fill out all these tabs, I make a copy of this. So I make a copy, move a copy, make a copy, and I just call it, let's say, for example, we did December 2024. Boom. And I would keep that in here as a completed month. Usually these would come from the amounts I highlight in here. And then I just do this each and every month. And then at the end of the year, you'll have 12 completed months. This is your template. And I promise you, and maybe this is a manual way of doing things, but I can tell you how much it's helped me be more cognizant of what I'm spending on. It helps me achieve my financial goals, and it just helps me ensure that I'm on track, and it alleviates so much stress and anxiety that comes from your personal finances. So hopefully you found this video helpful. By the time you watch this video, maybe my website will be up. But for the time being, if you want a copy of this template, feel free to shoot me an email at bryancarreto5@gmail.com. Again, that is BRYANCARRETO 5@gmail.com. Also add the link in the description of this video if you want to download the template. I can't tell you guys how much it's helped me, and again, this is completely free. I'm not trying to sell you anything. So if you found this video helpful, make sure to smash the like button below, download the template, send me an email or on the website link if you can download it also. And until next time, peace.